What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a great weekend so far. It is time now for the Sunday edition of the Climate Update for Sunday, February 4th, 2024. It is an active picture in the west coast of the United States, and it's also an active picture in the southeast right now, especially in Florida. The rest of the country, up in the northeast, you're probably saying, well, what's all the commotion about? It's so quiet up here. True, it is very quiet. It's sunny. It's actually a nice day in the northeast U.S. However, there is a major storm system coming onshore in California, and it's going to impact you for several days. And of course, we have our ongoing system in Florida, which is going to clear parts of Florida this afternoon. All right, taking a look at satellite here, you can see here is that system in Florida. There is a squall line that has come through southern Florida. There were a tornado warning or two earlier. There's a tornado watch that continues to be out until 2 p.m. for you. And then you can see on the west coast here, here's our storm system coming on the coast. Let's go to the west coast view. And you can see here, this is a powerful storm system. Taking a look at radar, you can see already heavy rainfall into much of California, north of the Los Angeles area, San Francisco, Sacramento, Pebble Beach, where there's a golf tournament ongoing. Yes, there is going to be heavy rain for you today. Haven't heard any word if they are going to suspend play for today. Honestly, I don't know what they're going to do about that, because if they suspend today, tomorrow is not looking much better either. Now, continuing to the east, we can see that we still have some showers ongoing in the Central Plains. Nothing major, and we do have some steady rainfall that's ongoing across Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. It's a wet morning for you. Georgia, just south of Atlanta, there is some steady rainfall. We will see some of this rain push into Atlanta later on in the day, and we can see right along the Florida Panhandle here. Look at this. It almost looks like a mesoscale area of low pressure has developed just south of Tallahassee. And here's our squall line that is going through southern Florida. It is about to cross through Miami within the next hour or so, and there could be a few isolated severe gusts with this. All right, moving on now. Taking a look at the National Hazards Map. There's a lot of hazards. You can see in Florida, there is that tornado watch that is up until 2 p.m. Up in the central states, you see there are dense fog advisories that are up for today. Even portions of Wisconsin today, there is a dense fog advisory for you as well, and even the potential for some poor air quality in these areas as well. Taking a look at the West Coast, you can see there is a huge number of watches, advisories, warnings. Yes, even along the coast near the Bay Area of California, San Francisco Bay Area, there is something I have never seen before in California. This may be the first time this has ever happened. Hurricane-force wind warnings for the threat of high winds and just, hurricane-like conditions along the coast. It's that serious at this time. Flood watches are up, and flash flood watches are up for a large portion of California. Snow, winter storm warnings, yes, they're up as well. Sierra Nevada, anywhere from 2 to 4 feet of snow with isolated amounts up to 6 feet of snow for you. Continuing on now, it continues. There is a high risk of excessive rainfall down near the Los Angeles area, just to your north today, and that is going to continue not just for today. There's also now another high risk for Monday as well. Surrounding that, there's a moderate risk, so this is a serious situation, and we can keep looking at this. Let's take a look at the precipitation amounts from the Weather Prediction Center. You can see here, it continues to be widespread, 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, with areas of 5 plus and even an isolated area of 10 inches of rainfall. You can see rain is going to continue today in the southeast, generally an inch to an inch and a half of rain, but locally 2-inch amounts could be possible. And of course, we are going to be watching right along the Georgia-South Carolina coast, where there'll be a heavier axis of rain with potentially 2+ inches of rainfall. Taking a look now at the Storm Prediction Center, here's that tornado watch I was talking about. It continues for portions of South Florida. It probably will be cut in half pretty soon as the squall line has pushed further to the east. It's in effect until 2 o'clock. It may be allowed to expire a little bit earlier if that squall line pushes off the coast earlier. Also, we take a look at today's convective outlook. There is that slight risk in the southeast. Tornado. It's 5% in the south, but look at this. There's also a 2% tornado area in portions of central California today. It would not be out of the question that an isolated tornado or two could potentially occur, or maybe a water sprout occurs along the coastal regions of California today, so it's something you have to be mindful of. There's also a threat of damaging winds, and there's a 15% in Florida, and of course there is a 5% area of hail in Florida. No threat of hail today in California. And then we take a look at day 2. There's no marginal risk yet in the day 2 time frame for California, but that could get added as we head into tomorrow because this system really is just going to be ongoing. Taking a look at the latest HER model, this is the 12Z run we want to take a look at because it goes out further in range. You can see there's that squall line in Florida. That is going to push off the coast this afternoon. There could also be a few more storms that develop this afternoon and evening in northern Florida near where that low is coming to the north. You can also see on the HER model, look right around South Carolina. You can see that area of heavy rainfall that I was talking about does set up. All right, rewinding this, take a look at the west coast. Not really much to say here other than this rain just keeps on going and going and going. And look at this area of low pressure. This is really impressive. It gets down to the low to mid 980s. So this is a really strong storm for Pacific Ocean standards, especially around California. You can see Southern California, you start to get that fetch that just keeps on going. And then Northern California, you get a fetch of your own that's going from around the area of low pressure. So this is really just a double whammy for California, which is going to continue. And you can see on the HER model, I'm going to switch this view here to the west coast because you need to see this. You can see on the HER model, it is showing the potential for some thunderstorm activity tomorrow with this storm system, which is why I think there will probably be a marginal risk, at least a marginal risk, added for thunderstorms tomorrow. And you can see, as I continue this, the heavy rainfall, it just keeps on going. Let's take a look at rainfall amounts from the HER. You know, widespread 2 to 4 inches of rainfall with 3 to 5 amounts, but then you see these yellows. That's potentially over 10 inches of rainfall. Let's take a look at the NAM model. You can see the NAM is pretty similar. Let's do a little zoom in of the NAM model. And on this, what we will see is rainfall amounts. And I'm going to hover. Here's Los Angeles area down here. Take a look at these rainfall amounts. You can see 8.5 inches, 9 inches. Then you're starting to see 11.5 inches of rainfall. Yes, that is serious, and that is going to cause flooding because you cannot handle that much rainfall in such a period of time because your ground is already saturated. Infrastructure can't handle it. This is going to be a historical storm for California. And add on top of all this rainfall, in much of California, you're going to be dealing with the high winds, especially in the mountainous regions. Gusts 70 to 80 miles per hour. They could happen with this storm. There's even some modeling projections of 90 miles per hour gust. That's a little bit extreme. We'll just go with 70 to 80 miles per hour right now. But hey, isolated higher gusts, it could be possible. Now let's take a look at the new GFS, which is just coming in through. It's out through 174 hours, but we can show you when this is going to clear during the week. Here's the system in the southeast U.S. That's going to clear. The rest of the country north of that is going to be fairly quiet, and quite frankly, temperatures are going to be above average. Here's the west coast. The west coast is going to remain unsettled and active through much of the week. You can see even coming into Wednesday, there's still not a full clear picture. There's showers. There's even a few more rounds of energy that come on the coast in California, and that is going to continue for much of the week and probably not clear out until sometime next week. But even at that, there's still a risk of showers in Northern California. Again, the rest of the country fairly quiet. A weak front's going to come through next weekend in the Northeast, and you can see some shower activities down in the south. Nothing major expected at this point, and of course, it's a week out. We're looking at next Sunday at this point. Beyond that, you can see here the GFS does start to show another system developing in the southeast. That's something we'll have to watch. Maybe potentially a severe weather threat of some sort. Not a major one, but a minor severe weather threat would occur with that. Alrighty, folks, that's all I have for today. If you're in the West Coast, please stay safe. If you do not have to travel, don't. And if you're in Southern California, I hope you're prepared because, yes, those 10-inch rainfall amounts in some areas, they're going to happen. It would not surprise me if some places break 12 inches of rain because this system is just moisture loaded and it's just going to continue to rain over the same areas again and again. In Florida, South Florida, you got a couple hours, you're going to clear out. That squall line's going to move through. However, in northern Florida, just be alert. There could be the potential for an isolated severe storm or two coming from that area of low pressure this afternoon. I will see you guys all again tomorrow. If you like this update, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below, share this with anyone who needs to see this, please. We are trying to keep people informed and safe from these major storm events, especially the historical storm that is impacting California at this time. I will see you all again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.